Hello, 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 everyone. What is going on? And welcome back to the Banterous Hour. With me today, guest mkdsabel, the main man.
Hello, how's everybody? Thanks for having me, mate.
No worries, man. So, yeah, for obviously a lot of a lot of the people who are joining obviously know Abel as an MKDS speedrunner, but for any of the Banterous Hour fans able to do speed runs, MKDS, Mario Kart DS, and you've been doing it for quite a while, haven't you? Since 2006, which is I can't think of many speedrunners that have speedrun a game that long, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel a bit weird saying I've been doing it for that long because the whole concept of speedrunning didn't really become common knowledge or like mainstream till around maybe 2000 like 11 or 2012. Like before that it was just like I would do the time trials for the individual tracks in Mario Kart. So to call myself a speedrunner, I think that sort of started at some point down the line. I've been sort of just a Mario Kart DS player since then, if that all makes sense.
Yeah, for sure, man. And
Hmm.
obviously when the game came out, 2005, I was 5 years old, and as a kid, I didn't even realize that people speedrun, games like for a living or just for a hobby. And
Mm.
I didn't start watching the speedrunning myself till about 2020. Watched this geezer called Shift do speedrun Battle for Bikini Bottom. I thought, bloody hell, the amount of stuff that like you have to do in the games, it's crazy. The amount of like stress and grief that you can get from this is madness. He's got a lot of videos where streams where he's just raging and screaming, and you do feel bad for speedrunners sometimes.
Yeah. No, it's a very intense activity. Like it's not it's obviously not like playing the game as standard, but there is a certain satisfaction in being the best at it. There's such a niche to it as well, and um yeah, man, it's like I said, it just goes back to there being a certain satisfaction to say, I am the best at this particular level in this particular game, and
Yeah.
it's just a hobby that you just can't help but keep squeezing the love out of, and playing it and playing it.
So in 2006, then what made you think I want to just start speedrunning this game and going ham and seeing where I can get?
Uh, right. So I'll go back a year before that. Right. I remember I like my mum began buying me, well, because I saw it in the shops, the official Nintendo magazine. Do you remember that? Did you ever collect the Nintendo magazines or any magazines back then? Nah.
No,
So I would have been 11 back then, or I think turning 11. And obviously we didn't have internet at home. I think we only a few months after that would get cable internet at home, like a DSL modem.
yeah,
This was the time before like wireless routers and stuff. So I, yeah, I would collect the monthly Nintendo magazines, and I found out, oh, there's a new Mario Kart, and um, and I love Mario Kart. I would play it since the 64 days. I used to play it with my dad, and I played Double Dash on the GameCube. Love those games, and I think one of them issues had a DVD with the trailers for the new games for the Wii and for the DS and stuff. And Mario Kart DS was in it. And I just became like 11-year-old me became completely obsessed with that. I would literally replay the DVD almost daily and look at that trailer. And it looked so good to me. It was mind blowing. I couldn't wait to get it. So I got it around, must have been my birthday or a little bit after my birthday in November. And yeah, just played it obsessively. I had a neighbor who also played it, had a DS as well. We had other games like Metroid Prime Hunters, Animal Crossing, uh, one or two other games. I think Tetris DS. And yeah, we sort of like competing against each other. I'd go over to his house because he had a Wi-Fi connection. We'd play online. We'd find the odd guy who was like strangely much, much faster than us. And this would have been, I think, like mid to early 2006. So we were still sort of discovering snaking and how to
yeah,
like go fast and boost around and stuff. And I remember a particular player, his name was Lee Boone, who I've come to know as Fabio Sacco, former Italian champion back then, and still a really good player today for numerous games, actually. I got matched against him. This would have been, I think, May 2006 or around then. And he was like snaking across the dirt on SNES Mario Circuit 1. And this is PRB.
Yeah.
And it blew me away. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I went online and I found videos of him playing against other people. And yeah, since then, something just hit me. And I was like, I want to get as good as these guys. I was 11-year-old me was just completely fascinated with this whole thing, with this whole community. And then I found the players page, time trials leaderboard, all the YouTube videos. There was a forum with people sharing strategies and stuff. And yeah, I was just really, really keen to prove myself and just to be really good at this game, because I just found the mechanics to be so satisfying. Everything was so clean. And yeah, man, it just boils down to it being an obsession that still is carrying on today. It's bizarre.
Fair play, man. Yeah, I mean, I know, because to be fair, I don't really. Some of the other speedrunners I've watched, like I haven't really asked like how long you've been speedrunning the game for, though. I think I know I mentioned Shift earlier. I think he's done like 10 years, you know, and even he seems a bit like fed up of his game. So do you ever feel fed up of MKDS sometimes, or do you still enjoy it quite a lot?
Well, there are bad days, obviously, like with any game. So I get fed up, especially with the whole 32 tracks thing didn't come up till around 2021, which is, you know, I decided to give that category a go since it was the main one on speedrun.com and, you know, sort of reinvent myself as a player. Because I'm not going to play time trials forever. So why not do one of the RTA categories like missions or, 32 tracks or any of the other extendable, category extensions. So, yeah, if anything, that category frustrates me a lot. Yeah. And there are days where I'm like 30 minutes into the stream, I'm getting pummeled with red shells and whatever. And I'm just like, I just want to go. I just want to turn this off. I don't want to play this. But yeah, I'm sure there's days even outside of that category where I'm just like not feeling it. But for example, yesterday when I was playing against Peak Alex in the World Championships match, I was on fire. You know, I was really on it, and it was a good day. And today we also played our doubles match, which is going to be aired later on. So check that out, guys. Against the Japanese players, and it went well. So yeah, it just, you know, that there are days where, you know, are good days or bad days, like with anything, like with going to work, coming home. But yeah, after almost 20 years of playing, I'm actually kind of surprised I'm not completely burned out. And I think, if anything, if I can pin that to anything, it's because this game and this community has been a part of my childhood, really. Like, I grew up with it since the age of 11. So I've grown a sort of tolerance towards it and a sort of, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't brush it aside that easily, if that makes sense. Like, it's staying with me. It's probably going to the grave with me. So
yeah, pretty much. It would be cool to you know, see Abel at 60 years old still able to play Mario Kart DS and get the good runs in.
Yeah, man. After like 5 or 6 operations on this thing here, maybe. Yeah. But I'm surprised that, you know, after 20 years of playing, like, I don't get any wrist pain or any finger pain or anything whatsoever. I don't know why. There are so many other players who are like, oh, I can't play for more than 1 hour or I get pains. You know, it's,
yeah.
I don't know why I did it in a foreign accent there. But yeah, I'm fortunate, I'm very lucky in that sense that I don't suffer any of that. So
yeah, it's very good going, because obviously I haven't played a DS for donkey's years, to be fair. Like, it was cool. I loved playing it as a kid, but like I was so young, I wasn't very good at it. And then like, 2010, 2011 rolled around, I was just like, Xbox 360.
Yeah. Which DS did you have, Witty?
The original one, not the 3DS.
Oh, okay. So the one I have, the DS Fat.
Yeah.
Good man.
But I really liked it still. It was fun. I used to play the old Mario, new Super Mario Bros. Where Bowser gets chucked in lava at the start, and then I just got cousins to do the hardest levels for me when I was a kid. That was pretty funny.
I think that's the best-selling DS game, if I'm not mistaken. Before Mario Kart DS. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. I was going to say that. Yeah, I'm not sure which the most selling or least selling ones were, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't be surprised if that was quite highly sold because a shit ton of people I knew had it, and it seemed like hella fun. I mean, I know people love Mario 64 and Mario Galaxy, but for me, I love that one as a kid, the new Super Mario Bros. And I did play a bit of Mario Kart DS when I was a kid, but I was just hopeless at it. I just didn't know what I was doing.
Did you ever have a go at the online?
No. I didn't know how to connect. I didn't know how to connect to online when I was a kid. I don't think we got Wi-Fi till like 2007, 2008.
Yeah,
I have played a little bit on this.
Oh yeah. Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so I have enjoyed playing this, but to be honest, when I've been pressing the buttons, it does feel like bloody hell. How do people press the buttons so quickly? So it is good that your fingers and thumb, that your thumbs and fingers aren't hurting, man, because it seems like a brutal thing to have to keep doing it over and over and over again. Like after you've completed a Mario Kart 8 race, you can just chill, put the DS down, vote on the next track. But like if you're doing 32 tracks, you just got to be on it straight away and clicking the buttons and clicking the next race as quick as possible. Yeah,
I found it was hell when I started out, but it took me. I think it took me months and months and months to get really used to it because even the mentality is different. You got to be aware of CPU items. You don't like. You think you're in a time trial or in a Wi-Fi race, but it's completely different. It almost like the physics almost felt different, but it was like a placebo effect. But anyway, that's a completely separate subject. But yeah, it's very, very input intensive game. So very lucky that we can actually, in between Wi-Fi races and stuff, actually pause and rest for a minute. Yeah.
I feel like with the 32 tracks, though, when I see the bits where you've got to like shoot shells at targets and all that, I think bloody hell, that's got to be like the most, in some ways, the most difficult bit because like you have to slowly move the cart around and make sure you target the right, things that are popping out, whether that's like the moles or whatever, So that seems like the biggest ball ache. But obviously, as you're the one speedrunning it, would you say that's the hardest bit, or are there other bits that you find more difficult?
Oh, were you on about the missions there? About targeting?
Sorry,
yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah. It's the game has a very small hitboxes, not like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where you can tell the hitboxes are large, right? When you collect an item box or you get hit by a random green that's ricocheting around. But with this game, the hitboxes are a bit smaller, much more precise. So, and the good thing about that category is that it sort of teaches you item mechanics, and it teaches you different cart stats, because you get to choose between Peach's cart and Yoshi, etc., etc. You play with all the characters except the unlockables.
Yeah.
But yeah, it teaches you item mechanics like shooting, driving correctly through like a set path of the gates and stuff. So it's a sort of, in a way, it's a kind of a tutorial, crash course tutorial type thing that teaches you the all-round mechanics of the game. So that's what I get out of it, and that's what I usually tell anybody who asks me about the missions in the game. And it's a brilliant category, really, really good, super underrated. People should get into playing that more often.
It does seem like it takes incredible amount of skill and grit.
Yeah, I think so, and that's what I like about it. It's not very RNG dependent compared to 32 tracks, where you just sort of have to wait for the run to just fall out of the sky. And according to Puddings, one of my mods, she says that in order to get a run as good to get under 52 minutes. So my personal best right now is a 52:14, and my sort of ultimate goal is to get the 51, the elusive 51.
Yeah.
Well, apparently she's done the math a little bit, and it's a 1 in 700 chance. You believe that? Yeah. And I'm always reminded of that statistic, and I'm just like, oh, how much longer am I going to run this until I actually get it? But I'm not giving up. I'm still going to do it. But yeah, going back to missions, it's got very little of that. It's mainly just you executing the inputs and driving through the gates, collecting the item boxes, and just relying more so 95% of the time on like skill. So that's what I like about it.
Mm-hmm. It's with, I know you mentioned the 700 to 1 odds, and obviously a wise man once said in a film to a golden robot, never tell me the odds, you know.
Yeah.
But those odds are a factor. But it's crazy because you look at like your record of, 52 minutes, 14 seconds, and then you see all the other records, everyone else's stuff, an hour, 59 minutes, 58 minutes, etc. Then you think, in your head, you sort of, well, in my head, I think, 14 seconds, is that doable? But then the thing is, at the same time, the 1 in 700 probably comes into it when you realise that the game's being pushed to the absolute limit, and that's the world record. So even just getting 2 seconds off, that's just ridiculously difficult, Yeah,
yeah. And to think that, I'm the two best human players right now in the world at time trials, the ones that have the two best combined timesheets are Tiger from Japan and MK from Spain. And they don't play these speedrun categories. They purely just do the time trials, right? So you imagine them actually having a go at this. I'd really like to know what they could do. But number one, they don't have capture cards. And they don't seem interested in these categories anyway. They haven't really expressed any interest. But yeah, I don't know. I just sort of penetrated this niche and sort of made 32 tracks more of a. I guess I popularized it because before that, the world record holder didn't even have a video. Apparently, yeah. They didn't even have a video, but they were a trusted player from the UK actually.
Mm-hmm.
Her name's Marissa, and yeah, these speedrun categories for DS were never a big thing. So I sort of tried to put them at the forefront and showcase them, and had the privilege to go to places like ESA in Sweden, even Japan, with the RTA in Japan event, and showcase the speed runs there and make Mario Kart DS a bit more visible. Because it's sad because it's such a high skill ceiling game, but the means towards capturing it and obtaining such a coveted piece of hardware such as a DS capture card, it's sadly the whole thing's not as accessible as like plugging in AV cables into a GameCube or a PlayStation or whatever, and just having a capture card and capturing it. Like you have to modify your console and install this very specific kit in this very specific area, and it's not easy.
That's very frustrating.
Yeah, and if people can't do that, they play on emulator, which is not the best. You can do it, but it's not the best. You won't get the best experience. Or you just capture using a camera, right?
Yeah.
And we do not want to go back there with cameras. We've been doing it for like 15 years, and it's awful. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's one of those things, really. Is it ridiculously complex then to add that little piece?
Okay, well, I might be exaggerating slightly. It's not ridiculously complex, but it's certainly not easy for someone who has no experience soldering and putting little cables together and shit. And majority of players might not have ever opened up any piece of hardware or kit and just done something like this. So
very true. I've never ever opened any consoles at all or anything, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have heads or tails of it. I'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah, and obviously I don't blame them if they think, oh, is this going to break my console or whatever. So, but thankfully we've got people that have supplier service that you know, an installation service. Like there's a guy in America called Loopy who's the most known for that, and there's another guy in Europe called, I think the service is called Murky, and they do that for 3DSs and stuff. So, you know, obviously not many people have the luxury of capturing DS or 3DS. Hence why there may not be many people doing the speed runs that I do. So it's a shame, but you know, this is the sort of thing that we're trying to figure out a solution for, to try and have this hardware more readily available to people who want to actually compete and help grow the community.
For sure, man. You wish with Nintendo that it'd just be, I don't know, that you just, I know obviously gameplay footage used to be copyrighted. Companies were very paranoid about their gameplay footage, but you'd think that it's like, get a wire, stick it in the DS, put it in the PC or the laptop, and then it captures it all.
You know, you just reminded me of. Do you remember the? I'm not sure if you ever had this Game Boy Advance cable that would plug into the GameCube. Do you know about this? I forgot what it's called, but basically it would allow, like, if you had a regular capture card for a standard home console, you'd have that hooked up, and then you would connect your Game Boy Advance as a controller to the GameCube, and then you'd be able to play Game Boy games on the screen on the TV monitor. And so that's how a lot of people do certain speed runs for Game Boy Advance nowadays. It's a shame that Nintendo could have done something there for capturing DS. Yeah,
because it preserves things, and the thing is, and obviously they're very protective of their IPs and all that stuff, and just to their games.
Yeah,
they never want to put old, you know, DS games and Wii games on Steam, even though it's printing money for them. Because, and obviously some people say, oh well, they can just force people to buy the old Wiis and the old DSs, but I never buy the old DSs and the old Wiis, not anytime soon. But if they had their games on Steam, you know, I'd just buy all the old games. I don't mean the Switch games or the Switch 2, but I mean like the DS, the GameCube, the Game Boy Advance, and the Wii and the Wii U. If they had all them on Steam, I'm sure loads of people would flock in and buy them, and they'd be printing money. But I just think they just want to protect their property a ridiculous amount. They're just like, I don't know. I think in their minds they just think you have to buy our crap. You know, if you're not buying our crap, you're not getting it.
It's a shame. It's a shame how they've taken that stance. I think they've always been like that to some degree, but it's been reinforced more aggressively after the passing of what was his name? What was the previous Nintendo president's name? Satoru Iwata. Ever since he died of cancer, the company's sort of taken I think, from what I've observed, more of an aggressive stance on for example, the Smash Bros tournaments. They don't let those run as often, and yeah, they're very, as I said again, they're very aggressive with protecting their intellectual property, which, you know, I get anybody would want to do that, but yeah, they take it to such extremes, which is a bit of a shame because at the end of the day, you know, like, for example, with Smash Bros. Melee, they have such a passionate community that's even older than Mario Kart DS. It's been going since, I think, the game came out in 2001 or 2002. And they're still going today, and it's massive, and it's, you know, there are events that are all over the United States and I think in other countries as well, that, you know, have it's got a huge community. And it's such a shame that Nintendo's desire to protect their intellectual property overrides people's passion for a game, because it's always been a company in everybody's eyes where they always have this very family friendly image of games are fun, games are meant to be played. You know, do you know what I mean? It's a shame, but
the games are meant to be played as a family. It's like the Wii. That was the only console that my granddad ever played. The only console. He really enjoyed the Wii Sports. He didn't enjoy anything else. He just enjoyed the Wii Sports. But the fact that they got a guy who never ever played video games to get on a console, and he went on the console multiple times. Oh, sorry, my camera's playing him. But he went on the console multiple times. I think that's an achievement, because most of them don't like bloody a lot of old people I know, would never like watch The Simpsons, or like my one granddad. He thinks The Simpsons and Futurama and all these shows are just silliness because they're animated. And even
Yeah.
people at work, I tell them to like watch The Bad Batch. This Star Wars show on Disney Plus, or I'll tell them, there's some good Star Wars, the Clone Wars episodes. If you like the old Star Wars films, you should give them a go. And they're like, no, it's animated. I'm not bothering with it. And it's sort of similar when I talk to people about DSs and Nintendo Switches, and all that stuff. I say, like, there's a lot of good stuff out there on these consoles, on these portable consoles. And my one mate just goes, ugh. And this geezer's in his mid-40s, but he's like, well, the problem is with the Switch, it's just all for kids, isn't it? It's just all for children. I'm not bothered. I'm like, you play Fortnite? What are you on about? You can't say Mario and all this is for kids. Like Zelda's, although I haven't played any Zelda games, it's meant to have, like, I've seen footage and it seems like it's got quite a deep story, that anyone can enjoy. And he's like, no, it's just for kids. I'm like, but you play Fortnite? What are you on about?
Yeah, it's just I think it's sort of a blend of biases and it being a generational thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if in whatever, when we're 50 plus and 20-year-old talking to you about the newest, VR release, whatever it is, just whatever the new thing is, and you'll just be like, that's just not for me.
Yeah.
And that might just be your default reaction to most stuff. Because I don't know. Yeah, it might just be that, really.
Yeah, I'm getting a smidge, even though I'm 25, I'm getting a smidge like that now. Like, a lot of people I know have the PS5 and all that jazz, or a few people have the Xbox Series X, and I'm just like, I'm not bothered. I'm happy with my gaming laptop. I'm happy with not having to pay for online, getting good Steam discounts and just playing older games, because I'm complaining about how games cost a load of money, so instead of just complaining and buying the stuff, I just complain and not buy it. I just think, forget it, they're not getting my money, because these people that want to charge like 80 quid for a game, these companies, the only way you can convince them, obviously you can go to, I don't know, Nintendo headquarters, for example, get your belly out, shake your fist at them, but at the end of the day, they're not going to listen. They'll just laugh at you. But if you stop buying their stuff, they're going to listen, aren't they?
I had a chance to go to Nintendo HQ, but I don't know why we didn't. I'm going to ask Mary about that later on.
Was it like a streaming event, or was it just you, Mary?
I'm saying when we went to Japan.
Oh yeah. Oh, fair enough.
We were in Kyoto, where the Nintendo headquarters are. We've done plenty of stuff in that city as well as in Tokyo, but yeah, we just didn't go to Nintendo HQ for whatever reason. We just had a packed schedule every day and we just couldn't be asked.
I was going to say, if it had been a streaming event, you could have all just marched there and started shaking your fists at them and going mad. And you could have said, do you know who I am? Say my name.
Yeah, just take out my business card. I'm the only MKDS streamer on Twitch.
Yeah.
There you go.
Then they would have listened. They would have been forced to listen,
Yeah. Oh, let's talk to our lawyers for a minute, But yeah.
So another thing I was going to ask: favorite Mario Kart games minus MKDS?
It's a good one. That's a good question. I quite like 8 Deluxe, to be fair. It's grown on me, especially after playing the new one, Mario Kart World, which I like. It's just that, having to, like, if you're young and you're like below the age of 18 and you're in school and you don't have any responsibilities, you can like learn new games and stuff. But now when you get older and older, I just can't be asked anymore to like get into a new competitive scene. And I could have done that. I could have gone. I'm going slightly off topic here, but I could have done that fresh with the new game that came out now. But and it just reminded me of how good 8 Deluxe actually ends up being, and I think it's going to age quite well. So I'd say 8 Deluxe is up there. Maybe 64. 64 might be more sentimental for me because it was the first one I played, and I played it. I think my first ever memory of Mario Kart at all was playing Frappe Snowland. I was racing as Yoshi, and my dad was racing as Wario. On the little, like the end section with the what's it called? You know, at the end of Frappe Snowland, the ice track, where it's these giant walls on either side, and you sort of turn to the left. I remember that was my first ever Mario Kart memory.
That's
of
pretty
him
awesome.
trying to tell me that Wario's faster, and I kept saying, "Dad, no, it's Yoshi. It's all about Yoshi." But yeah, I'd say either it's very close between MK64 and 8 Deluxe, purely because of its sentimental thing. And but they're all great, really. I love them. I love them. What about you?
So played MKDS as a kid, but I was crap at it because I played it from like ages 5 to 9. But I did play a bit of Wii, and because it was on the TV,
Wii's good.
And you had the Wii remote. And to be honest, the balancing, from what I remember playing that as like a 9, 10, 11-year-old, it felt like the balancing was bad, so you didn't have to be that skilled. Like you could end up getting. I know, obviously, there's an element of just getting an item and getting to the front of the track and coming first place out of nowhere in all the Mario games. But it felt like in Mario Kart games. But in Wii, it felt like, I don't know, with the item balancing, you could just go from last place to first place easier than in all the other games. That's how I felt as a kid playing it anyway. So I enjoyed it. It felt like I didn't have to try as hard compared to the other games. But my favourite is MK8 because I've actually learned how to. I'm not really good at the shortcuts, but I've came first a fair few times in matches, and you know I'm not better than all my. Well, one of my mates, I'm very close against him. You know, because you can see the record, you can see like you've won 3 times against this person, and the other person's won.
Oh yeah, the win-loss ratio. Yeah.
We're very close, you know. So I'm not going to say I'm amazing at it, but I'm pretty good. You know, I probably couldn't speedrun it, but I'm pretty good at the game. So yeah, probably MK. I do enjoy that one quite a lot.
Yeah, and they pumped a lot of DLC into that, and sort of they've taken good care of that game. I feel like.
Yeah,
just
man,
going, yeah, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. And just going back to Mario Kart Wii there briefly, the whole fact that they've expanded from 8 to 12 players sort of reinforces more that it's a party game more than anything. Like people forget that Mario Kart's a party game. Even sometimes I forget that it's a bloody party game. but yeah, it's really emphasized how chaotic it is from that release onwards, where it was 12 players every single time.
I know some people, like around my mate's house, well, a former mate of mine, when I was around his house, a load of us was around his house, and we was playing Mario Kart 8, and he was just like, you know, he'd had a few drinks, he was like, all the Mario Kart games, you know, it's just luck based. It's just luck based. If we was playing Crash Team Racing, I'd whoop all of you lot.
Crash Team.
He's got a point, because that does take a lot more skill. Like with the if you've seen a lot of Crash Team Racing, with the drifting, you have to like get the meter to a certain point, and then I was never any good at that. I did play the remake of Crash Team Racing. It's fun, but yeah, I feel like games are more fun when it's an even playing field to a degree, because like all of us, you know, round his house, we're all grown men. Like most of us don't have the time to just sit down and learn a game. As you mentioned, when you're a kid with no responsibilities and you're not working, you can put time into a game and get amazing at it. But when you're a grown man, you don't want to have to put loads of time into learning the game. You just want to be able to play it for an hour, then put your feet up and let your belly hang out, you know, and chill out.
I think that pretty much sums it up. For most games for me, but when it comes to Mario Kart, it's I get a completely different feeling. Maybe it's because of the attachment I've got to it. I really want it to feel right. So when I see the whole how much of a mess the items can be in the newer releases, it's slightly upsetting. I can't help but be slightly upset, because I think there should be more of a balance and more. I think skill should be rewarded a bit more to some degree. But at the same time, I get it. If people just want to have fun and see a bunch of green shells explode in their face, then I get it. And, you know, the sales ever since, I think, MK8 speak for themselves. Like, it was such a success.
It'd be good if there was a competitive mode on there.
Yeah. I mean, at most they've got the worldwide what's it called? Just doing worldwide lobbies and getting the rating up, which, you know, sure. But it could be nice to have some kind of I don't know, some kind of esport type integration. Like most games have like a like an ELO MMR rating type thing. So maybe Mario Kart could go on board with that, because Nintendo have hosted themselves invitational tournaments for the game. I don't know if you've seen them around. Where I think they're actually hosting one in October for the new game in Japan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but they don't actually, put some kind of, because they're trying to strike a balance. They're trying to make it as family friendly as possible, and they don't. I'm guessing they don't want to have the image of a company that has kids hooked on their games a bit too much. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was going to say, forgot to get this comment up earlier. Puddings put Holy Able.
Hi, Puddings. Yeah, love you very much, Puddings.
So another thing I was going to ask is, do you watch many other speedrunners or streamers in general?
Yeah, a few. Not as often due to IRL commitments and stuff. I was watching Pudding stream yesterday. Her and Famous Anus, what a username, were doing I'm not sure if they actually got to play their game. They were doing a doubles match for the World Championships, but they were having trouble connecting. And I think that might be rescheduled for today, as far as I've read in the Discord. But anyway, I was watching her stream yesterday. I follow Liam. Liam gets mentioned a ton on my stream. Like big influence on my stream. So he does Super Mario 64 speedruns primarily. That's what he's known for. He's had the world record there a few times. And yeah, I follow just a bunch of different streamers for especially Super Mario 64. That's a game really close to my heart. Apart from MKDS, I think that's, in my opinion, like the greatest game ever made. I think that's not only as a casual game, but like watching it as a speed game, it blows my mind. And it's been so cool to watch the records progress for the different categories over the years. So I follow a bunch of people that do speed runs for that game. And yeah, just about that really. I don't spend all my free time watching streams and speed runs and stuff. I've got a partner in that, and I've got things to do. But yeah, mostly that really, and the odd game of Counter-Strike.
Yeah. I know forgot the point I was going to make. I was going to bring up Counter-Strike though. I've never actually played it.
Yes.
Isn't it? And there's a lot of gambling elements in there as well, and a lot of madness and people screaming and shouting. But it takes a lot of skill, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's an incredibly hard game, and it's up there for me. Like, for me, the three games that sort of define my the three best games I've probably played are Mario Kart DS, Super Mario 64, and the Counter-Strike series, whether it's any of the other ones or whatever.
Is it all online? Is there any campaigns or?
There's one of them called Counter-Strike Condition Zero, which isn't very very well known. That's got a single player campaign, I think. But I've never played it myself. I think my friend had it, and he told me he played it. And he still plays CS till this day. And yeah, it's disgusting. I've clocked, I think, 9,000 hours in that game. It's insane. That's crazy. I was when I had a long hiatus from playing Mario Kart and being involved in the community, I was playing in teams and stuff, and I was trying to break through the competitive circuit. And it was a nice time in a way, because being in teams and stuff, it sort of develops you. Whether you don't believe it or not, whether you believe it or not, like I've learned leadership qualities, I've learned communication skills, I've learned a whole bunch of different things from playing Counter-Strike, and
that's really cool.
It's a bit, bit weird to think about, but it actually really has helped me in some areas. And yeah, it's a super super hard and tactical game.
Does it take more skill than a Rainbow Six Siege, would you say, if you ever played that one or heard about it?
That is a 6v6, right?
Yeah.
6v6? Yeah.
It's a different game. Well, basically, it's just about one team's defending, and the other one is attacking. So you might have to get a hostage out. You might have to plant a bomb or blow the bomb up. I've played it for a few years, but that took so much skill, man. And I used to play with these people who are way better than me, and they just used to get annoyed at me or annoyed at the other player. Who
I've been in that situation. Yeah, believe me.
In the end, I just thought, nah, forget it. You can. It's just a game. You all can stick up your asses. But,
yeah.
But yeah, I was just going to say, like, does it take Rainbow Six Siege? I guess there's strategy in that you got to get in you got to use your character's abilities. Like, there's one character who can like stick bombs on the wall. There's another character who has a sledgehammer who can hammer through certain areas and walls.
Oh, okay.
There's one dude who looks like Keemstar who has like glass on his gun, so it's hard to headshot him. There's other ones who I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
I think there's one who's like a medic who can shoot you and revive you if you've been knocked down. But it does take a lot of skill, but to unlock all the characters, you got to spend money or just grind a ridiculous amount. And I think I just can't be arsed with that grief anymore. It's too much effort, too lazy.
Nah, the world of PC FPS games consumes you, especially now with all the microtransactions and the skins and knives and all that shit that I don't have any skins anymore for Counter-Strike at all. I sold them all. I had maybe, I think, 200 quid worth of skins, and I just realized that's stupid. I can use this money for something else. But yeah, it's pretty much as you described for Rainbow Six. It's Counter-Strike is 5v5. The primary game mode that people play online, like all the professional players, it's one team, the terrorists attack, the counter-terrorists defend the bomb sites, and the terrorists just plant the bomb and defend the bomb sites until the bomb explodes, or just kill all the counter-terrorists. That's basically what it is. Even though in Counter-Strike there's also there's a hostage mode, but it's nobody who's a competitive player plays it really. It's sort of a secondary thing, but it's been there since the start of time. But incredibly deep game. It gets even harder and harder the more you advance, and ever since the game scene has grown, it's super incredible. Like in terms of how you communicate with your teammates, how you like we were just writing up strat books, like set plays, and like it's like literally being in a in a sports team. Like you turn up like every day, you turn up for practice at 6 o'clock. All right, everybody log on to TeamSpeak or Discord or whatever. We're going to go into a blank server, and we're going to go through our protocols, this, that, that. And there's, obviously an in-game leader, there's a rifler, there's a sniper, support player. It's super, super deep. And I've done all those roles, and it does your head in. But it's but once you do all those things right and everything flows, and whether you win or lose, just as long as you know that you're doing everything right, and you're playing by the books, it is an awesome experience. Like super, super cool.
So do you really have to get a squad together, or can you just play it randomly and not talk to people?
Yeah. So you can just queue up. You can just do a solo queue, and you get matched up with 4 other people who are, usually from the eastern part of Europe or Russia or one of these places where they will not speak English and completely sabotage your match for 45 minutes. But or they can be from France or whatever. But you can solo queue, and you can get paired up with 4 random people. It may be a completely terrible experience, or it can be fine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So say if you're not talking to your teammates, if you're just that good at the game, can you be a one-man army and just pick all the other people off? And
yeah. I've been in games where my teammates are dead silent and they're just running around, just headshotting people. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'll just carry on comming though, and doing things by the books. But like sometimes being that good overrides communicating and playing as a team. Whatever.
I guess I'll tell you some of them. My favorite game, like when it comes to skill and all that, is probably the original Halos, especially Halo 3.
Yeah,
and they're just hella fun.
Halo, yeah, I remember playing back in the day before the era of like esports teams and salaried teams and stuff. They used to commonly refer to them as clans, right? Clans for games. And I remember I was in the a clan called TEC, the Elite Connection for Mario Kart DS.
Oh,
And me
cool.
and like a few others were like a part of the MKDS division. And that team, apparently, it fielded all these different teams from different games. And they had like one of the best North American teams for Halo 3, I think. Yeah. No, I respect Halo a lot. I think it's up there. It's up there for sure. But I've never really played it too much because it was mainly a console FPS, right? It wasn't really played that much on PC.
Very true. Well, I think originally they tried to get a Halo 3 port on PC from the 360, and it was dreadful. Halo 1 and 2's PC ports were very good, though, very well received.
Yeah.
And then they didn't have anything on PC until... Actually, I think they might have had... No, they had Halo 5's Forge on PC, I think, which is a mode, mode where you can just move items around and all that crap and build platforms. But then they brought the Master Chief Collection, which is Halo 1 to Halo CE 2, 3, Reach, 4, and ODST all in one game. It did take them some time to bring Halo Halo 3 ODST and Halo Reach to the fold. But when they brought those games in, it's a great bang for your buck. I wish they did the same thing with Call of Duty. Like, obviously, there's way more Call of Duty games than Halo games, but if they just have like, COD 4 Modern Warfare, COD World at War, Modern Warfare 2 from 2009, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, you would have a brilliant game on your hands there. Because if you want to play Call of Duty now, you can. Everyone says it's all infested with hackers and all that stuff, so you have to play zombies on your own or get a private match with like 16 other people, which as a grown adult, how are you meant to organize 16 people to play a game with you? It's just preposterous. You're not going to get it done. You can probably get 3 people to play zombies with you, but you're not going to get people, unless you're like the Act Man and you got a big audience and you just say, everyone join me on Black Ops 2 now. Then you can
Jeez. Do you remember the Modern Warfare 2? I don't know if you played Modern Warfare 2, the original one. Do you remember the lobbies in that?
I didn't have game chat on, so I didn't. I know they were quite wild and angry, weren't they?
Wow, my God, man! Yeah, I only had the Call of Duty. Like I had that one and Black Ops, mainly because some of my classmates had the games, and I was just trying to fit in on that. Yeah. And I was okay at them, but Modern Warfare 2 was a hard game. I felt it was very, very hard, and the shit people said in those lobbies.
Horrible. I just always stayed in the 360 party. I just never went in the game chats, man.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If you get shielded, or I'll be talking to like my mates on Xbox or my mates from school on Xbox at the time.
Yeah.
Be talking to them instead of like being in the bloody game chats. But mind you, though, the Halo game chats were mostly peaceful. The Halo Reach ones that I used to play in Halo 4. But, I guess the problem is, right, again, I'm not trying to generalize, but I feel like if you're in a game chat on the Xbox 360 or the PS3, well, the PS3 didn't have a party system, so you're forced into the game chat. But on the Xbox 360, one would assume that the people screaming in game chat probably don't have anyone to play with, so they're frustrated and they probably just feel a bit alone and fed up. That's what I think, because whenever I used to play games, I was always in Xbox parties with people, man, like 5 people on the 360, always in parties, or having a go at each other or having some.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see that. But I was the opposite. I was I had mates and stuff from school, but we never used to get into parties or anything. I was too anxious to be in a call for too long. I didn't, I wasn't, as a teenager, I was never good at small talk or anything like that or whatever. We used to get into Skype calls though sometimes.
Skype.
Yeah.
It is missed.
Yeah, it is. It is missed. And
you remember Discord?
Sorry?
Do you remember Kick before Discord? KIK?
Yeah. I actually used it for some time.
Yeah, that was a great app.
Yeah.
Some just madness on those apps, man. But obviously, Discord has its madness, but like you just had, from what I remember on Kick, it was just one main chat, and people would just be spamming, saying all sorts of madness and putting stupid photos in there and all that. It was just a good laugh. Obviously, you had Skype, and I don't know how long Reddit's been around for, but I was never good with like forums and stuff and going online and typing in things on forums and just saying hello, what's going on.
I thought Reddit was a fairly new thing, but apparently I found out the other day, and apparently Reddit is from 2005. It's been around since 2005. I thought it emerged in like 2011 or 2012 or something, but no, it's been around since 2005. And I found a screenshot of the front page of I think June or August 2005, and one of the threads was talking about it was linking a news article about the London terrorist attacks, and I was like,
Yeah.
from that year, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's just touching on that point of forums and stuff. I know everything's on Discord now and like social media and Twitter, or X threads and all that stuff. I kind of miss the age of forums. Looking back on it now, like forum accounts, that was a fun time. Like you could have your own little signature with HTML code with a GIF image and your avatar and stuff, and you'd have like a there were people that would you could see like your number of posts under your profile, and people would try to get to 1,000 posts and just stuff like that. I miss that.
I guess if you want cool emojis and things on your profile now and things to light up, you got to pay for it. Just called Nitro, in it, unfortunately, which is
yeah, man. And the 25 MB file limit to send files, when Skype you could send over like a gig to someone. I don't know what happened. What happened? Take me back.
Discord's free. They just want to try and capitalize on stuff, I suppose. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Just charge people for like having a massive server or something instead of charging you for like the fun emojis or whatever.
Yeah. It sucks. So many things nowadays are behind paywalls and microtransactions, and people are just opportunists, I guess, at companies.
Yeah, it's one of them things. I guess when things are given away for free, it's like Halo Infinite Online, that is for free, but you have to pay for the armor and all that crap, and you used to have to pay for the color blue, and it's like, I don't know, I guess in a way, it's nice because it's free, but then you don't really have much incentive to play it unless you just love the gameplay. Because for me, back in the day on Halo Reach, it was all about, getting the next armor or joining a big custom games lobby and just having a laugh with your mates and all that stuff. Those are the main things that kept me playing, or doing like Firefight, which is like a game mode where you just took on loads of AI enemies, or, doing 4-player co-op on campaign, That's actually one thing that Halo had over a lot of the competition, really. I know, just to quickly bring up Halo just momentarily, I was going to say, like, it's mad how there's hardly any games that do have 4-player co-op, to my knowledge anyway, like campaign-wise, like where you're all doing missions together, So I think Halo was really ahead of the curve, to be honest. And I can't think of many games now that have 4-player co-op, because on Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, I believe, had 4-player co-op. I could be wrong, though. And Halo 5, I'm pretty sure had 4-player co-op, but you couldn't do couch co-op on Halo 5, I believe. They got rid of couch co-op, kicking the balls, really. But it was just sign of the times, I suppose. Quite unfortunate.
I see. Man, I've got a good memory of my last day at college. Somebody, and I bet a lot of people used to do this for numerous other games or whatever, but somebody had I think it was Halo 1 or Halo 2 on a USB drive, and then they stuck it on everybody's PC, and we just ended up playing that on the last day of college, just screwing around.
That's real awesome.
Yeah. So I still have that memory from like 2014. And I think a month or two later, I got addicted to Counter-Strike, and the rest was history. Yeah.
I was going to say, favorite TV shows.
Favorite TV shows? Should I? So can I mix live action with animated in there?
Yeah, anything, man. Yeah.
Anything. Oh, okay. South Park's in there for sure.
Yeah, you can't beat that. Absolutely.
South Park, classic South Park from like mid 2000s, early 2000s. Like I think it's season 5, season 6, around there. The new ones are okay, but for me, the ones that strike best are those ones. Obviously, classic Simpsons, can't beat that really. I think that's even better than South Park in a lot of ways, like peak 90s humor.
I think the stories are a lot better, and the character development, like South Park, the character's just going to say something silly or whatever. But with The Simpsons, it feels more natural and realistic. Like Homer Simpson,
balanced.
Yeah. Randy Marsh going hot, 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 hot.
Yeah.
Well, obviously that's
that. Yeah, I know which episode that is. Yeah. I've got them pretty much memorized by now. I've seen them so many times.
Yeah.
Like I can already identify the episode as soon as I see the opening frame. I realize, oh, it's this one and this is going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, South Park, Simpsons, what other TV shows? I guess if you can,
Futurama there.
Futurama. Yeah, Futurama's all right. Mary likes it, Futurama a lot. Yeah, so we've stuck Futurama on quite often.
It's quite an interesting dynamic, really, because it's more about like an animated show about co-workers rather than family or like a group of friends, you know, working for that old man Farnsworth. There is family elements like Fry's family and him dealing with, you know, never seeing his family again and all that stuff. And there's episodes where he goes back in time, or we have episodes about his past and all that stuff. Like Look at the Fryish and Jurassic Park, you know, and they're very moving. But a lot of it is just about like co-workers and all that stuff, really, just going on missions or dealing with alien invasions or some funny satire, you know.
Yeah. What I like about Simpsons and Futurama is that it's not just purely one interchangeable joke after another, like with other shows. You always have these common themes, and everything sort of ties together. So, but yeah, other than those shows, I mean, if we're including anime, maybe Evangelion, those characters there, those figurines that are from that show,
Never.
Evangelion.
I might try to look it up. I'm not sure how to spell it.
So if you just type in Neon Genesis, it will pop up.
Oh,
Neon
perfect.
Genesis Evangelion, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's on Netflix. One season, 1995.
Yeah, it's on Netflix if you've got that. So you can check it out. Another TV show. There's one I recently finished. Oh my god, what did I recently? Oh yeah, we this was months ago. Really rate Lost. Have you seen Lost?
Yeah. No, I haven't watched it, but I got the ending sport for me. I know the twist was a bit of a.
It was a lot of people liked it, and a lot of people didn't like it. But actually, kind of interesting. There's been parallels drawn between that show's ending and the ending of Evangelion.
Oh, okay.
So that's interesting. So if you look up like parallels on Google between these two shows, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, I'll try
you have to watch
Evangelion for myself, because I might try and watch that at some point, to be fair.
Yeah. It's good. It's got a lot of religious symbolism in it, and a lot of mad little things. And TV show. I don't watch that many TV shows nowadays. I mean, I've seen plenty over my life. You know.
Films as well.
Sorry, it cut out there. What did you say?
What about films?
Films, yeah, films I like plenty. If I were to choose,
it's got to be Food Fight with Charlie Sheen.
It's with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Sorry, which one? Which one was it?
Food Fight.
Oh, I've actually never seen it.
Oh, it's one of the weirdest films ever. It's like that film that Sean Connery did in 2012 when he came out of retirement to voice act in it. It was, I can't remember what it's called, but it's just horrendously animated. But the budget was like 60 million. And you think, how did they put 60 million into this absolute pile of garbage? You know,
60 million. And how much?
Scenes where the characters are going, whoa, and the animation's like a agreed PS1. It's dreadful.
Wow. Oh my god. How much did that gross?
I think it was like ridiculously low. I'm going to look it up though now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Food Fight.
Okay. So in the meantime,
1.3 on IMDb.
Whoa. Talk about flop.
Grossed $120,000 at the box office, and the budget was $45 million to $65 million.
Ooh, God. Yeah, that's pretty mad. Wow. Okay, so to answer, I think first one that comes off the top of my head.
Shrek 2! Sorry.
Shrek, aren't they? Didn't they? I mean, I like Shrek 1 and 2. I will say that. I like Shrek 1 and 2. Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Shawshank Redemption, I've really, it's in like anybody's top 10, top 5 list of all time. I've always really liked it. Trying to think of any other movies. One that sticks out. I don't know why my movie lists are sort of escaping me right now.
Have you seen Goodfellas?
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. That's with Joe Pesci.
Ray Liotta and De Niro.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that ages ago. Is that the one where they're sat in a bar or somewhere, and the waiter comes over, and then Joe Pesci's character thinks that he's making fun of him or whatever, or laughing at him,
Yeah.
and then he like shoots him on the foot or whatever.
Yeah, what happened was in that scene, it was this bloke called Spider, who was played by Michael Imperioli, who ended up playing Christopher in The Sopranos. Did an amazing job in that. If you ever seen The Sopranos,
I've had The Sopranos in the back of my head for years now to watch, and I need to get. I really want to watch it sometime.
but yeah. So what happens in that scene is he, I think it was, yeah, I think you're right. I think he thought he was making fun of him, so then he said, "Spider, start dancing for me, Spider, start dancing, you little prick." Pew, 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 pew. And then he falls over and he's like, "You shot me in the foot." Then afterwards,
Yeah.
he says to Tommy, when he comes in, hobbling in on his with his bandage on his foot, he's like, "Go fuck yourself, Tommy." And then De Niro's character, Jimmy's like, "Whoa, you know, what's going to? He's mocking you. You're going to let him do that to you?" As a joke. And then you just went to him and you're like, he basically killed some bloke who's like 21. That's pretty messed up.
Christ. Yeah, it's been years since I've watched that movie, but that's the only scene I can remember right now.
Pesci's amazing. Well, he's an amazing actor in general, but he's best with acting when it comes to playing horrible blokes like Tommy from Goodfellas, and I can't remember the name of the bloke he played, Nicky in Casino. They're amazing.
And the one of the thieves from Home Alone. Home Alone 2, one of my favorite scenes with Joe Pesci. And apparently it was I looked up the scene and it was completely improvised, apparently. But he was standing by an ice rink waiting for his other thief friend to come back from somewhere. And there was a pigeon on the railing and he got annoyed by it. So he just started hitting it with a newspaper. So he got, "Get out of here, get out of here." Even though I don't like seeing animals abused on camera, it still found it humorous. All right. Anyway.
So I was going to ask as well, favorite bands and artists.
Okay, this is easier then. Favorite bands and artists. Mostly, I mean, obviously I've been to one of the Oasis gigs this summer and it was amazing. It was like much better than I ever expected, and I'm so glad and thankful I could even go. So obviously Oasis have been a massive musical influence for me. Like so many people, they lit up your life and they've got great music. So I like the Gallagher brothers a lot. And yeah, music, mostly just a mesh of British guitar bands from across the different decades. Like obviously the Beatles, Rolling Stones, The Clash with Paul Weller, Stone Roses, the Smiths, I'm trying to think of other, but those are the first few that come to mind. Mostly just British guitar bands, to be honest. I don't really gravitate more towards like American music. Maybe Nirvana.
Yeah,
I like a little bit. Yeah, just the classics really, and the ones I've named. David Bowie.
Yeah,
Best of British, really. That's best of British. Yeah. What about you, man? If you would pick an artist.
Oasis are my number one favorites. Big fan.
Oh, good to hear it. Fantastic.
Morning Glory, amazing. Definitely maybe amazing album. People are a bit iffy on Be Here Now, but I personally enjoy it. I mean, a lot of the songs are long, and I know didn't Noel think it was the biggest load of crap ever, but Liam thought like it was a pretty good album.
Be Here Now.
Yeah.
Maybe. I know he's got one song that he says he can't stand, and I've been listening to it a lot lately.
Which one?
Sunday Morning Call. Apparently Noel can't stand that song.
I can't remember it.
Yeah, Sunday Morning Call really grew on me. And actually, I think Liam wrote Guess God thinks I'm able.
Oh yeah,
So that's a good one.
yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah, but I didn't know Liam wrote a few of the songs. That's not too shabby.
Yeah. He wrote quite a few of them. I think he Little James. I think he wrote,
I
and
haven't
he
heard that one.
wrote Songbird as well.
Oh yeah, Songbird's very good. That's really moving
Yeah.
tune. I
Yeah.
was going to say as well, Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're great. Really enjoy them.
Yeah. They're very good. Yeah.
The Beatles, obviously, they're brilliant.
Yeah, the Beatles, they're all the way up there. I mean, they're without Beatles, you wouldn't have an Oasis, you wouldn't have any of these artists that followed, really. So it's you know, and before them, you know, if there wasn't blues music and Chuck Berry and all these artists, you wouldn't have the Beatles. So it's just one after the other. And my mention, I am wearing my Noel Gallagher High Flying Birds t-shirt right there. So
who else do I like? I'm trying to think. Obviously Elvis is a legend of the game. MJ is very good. David Bowie, as you mentioned. Billy Joel, though, man, I'm amazed.
Billy Joel, yeah,
by his song Piano Man. He came up with it. He wrote that song, and that was his first song that he properly put out there. That was his biggest hit, and he was only 24. I thought he was in like his mid-30s when he came up with that song, man. I didn't realize that was his first song, you know. And I think, how did someone who's 24 come up with such like a phenomenal, inspirational song? And then you've got like modern artists who have, I guess, lived a little bit, you know, but their definition of like modern artists' definition of living is just like going on mad benders for months on end and having everyone kiss their ass. Well, Billy Joel's definition of living back then was, you know, like probably, I don't know, the hard New York life, I guess. I don't know. So maybe that's probably why he was able to come up with better songs. Obviously, I know people just say, you know, you got to smoke weed to come up with the best music, but there's a load of artists that smoke weed. Their stuff's pretty garbage, man. I could come up with better stuff than most of these modern people. You know, I'm not saying I could sing it or perform it better, but I could definitely come up with better lyrics than bloody some of Cardi B's awful, you know, and some of these like big artists who just rap about nonsense and talk and sing about rubbish, you know. But I just found myself listening to loads of 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s music most. Everything else I just think is hit and miss or garbage. But isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much exactly the same as you say. I agree with pretty much everything. Not much depth to music nowadays. It's all the same manufactured crap that's been going on for the last 20 years, and guitar music has not been really pushed anymore. Doesn't sell as much. There's plenty of bands out there, new bands. It's just that they don't get the coverage that they deserve.
It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah. One of Liam's kids is actually in a band, and they're like doing a tour around Europe and stuff, and nobody knows about this.
It's sad,
and they're pretty good. And but yeah, lots of 60s, 70s, 80s sounds. A lot of northern bands, as well.
Good
obviously from the a lot from the Manchester area, and you know, Smiths I've mentioned already, and I've seen Johnny Marr live, their guitarist, and yeah, just stuff like that, really.
Thing is, I was going to say there's definitely talent out there, because when I was on holiday, we was on a cruise ship and there was entertainment on the nights, and a lot of these bands were like singing other people's songs, but you think, you know what, they are talented. The vocalist can sing. You've got a saxophone, you've got a pianist, you got a bass player, you got a guitar player, you got a drum player, you got everything there. You just no one can write songs or make their own music for some reason. And I get that it's really difficult because, like, I don't know, you think to yourself, like, although I don't listen to a lot of Eminem anymore, I think the lyrics in his old songs were, not all of them, but some of them were like, how did he come up with this rap? This transcends all the other rap that I've listened to, like songs like Lose Yourself, Till I Claps, Rabbit Run, 8 Mile. What other amazing songs has he done? The Way I Am. You know, the Rock Bottom's a really moving song. Point is, he's done a lot of amazing songs when he was younger, but yet when he's like in the 20s, when he came back after being in rehab, his songs were nowhere near as good. But I suppose it's like what Noel Gallagher said in the past. When he wrote his best songs, he was on the dole and fed up and doing nothing with his life. Now that he's got everything, where's the inspiration coming from? You know, it's just like he's got everything he wants. There's nothing for him to really complain about anymore and get inspiration from.
Yeah, you need a bit of a drive.
Yeah.
Sometimes as well in the songwrite, I've seen tons of interviews where he's mentioned this, and other artists have mentioned this as well, where no matter how long you don't go into a session, or you don't write a song saying, right, today I'm going to write a song about this and this, and it's going to sound like this. It just falls from the sky. He said in an interview recently, well, not recently, like a year or two ago, whenever it was, that he was writing a song, or like he was missing a particular song from the album, and he was just walking past corner back to his home, and it just hit you. He just says like you just need to catch songs, and lots of other artists have said this as well. And it's like, I guess I believe it.
I've unfortunately just realised that I had the wrong microphone on, so sorry if it sounded very bad there. I had the bloody built-in microphone on. Damn. Never mind.
Really? It sounds. Yeah. It sounded okay to me.
Ah, that's good then. Yeah, got the Scarlett Solo USB mic on now. But yeah, so I guess it's just one of those things, isn't it? You know, with the songwriting, it's a bit of a shame, but hopefully, I guess we spoilt with like decades of amazing music, and now we've just got to suffer decades of tap music. But at least we can go back and listen to the good music, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, no, of course. There's like tons and tons of good undiscovered music as well. What I fear is that we're eventually going to reach like hopefully not, but like some kind of creative ceiling where after that it's like, you know, there's been a song written about every possible thing in every way, and it's getting harder and harder to write, you know, stuff that can come close to like the White Album, or to like, you know, Stairway to Heaven and all those albums. And
it's one of those,
you never know. Yeah, but you never know.
Yeah, I guess it's like, I don't know, it's like with a lot of reviews, like if you've got a review of Mario Kart DS, for example, say if people keep pumping out like half-an-hour reviews and hour-long reviews, or a 4-hour analysis, or a 20-minute review, eventually there's not going to be anything new to say about it, you know, unless you're obsessed with the game and you play it a ridiculous amount. And you can say that for any game, you know. It's like with my reviews, like I've reviewed Lego Star Wars, a video game, and it was hard to say new things, but I just tried to throw as much poo at the wall as I could and hope that I find something new with it when I'm playing it, you know, and throw some. Obviously, a lot of people have put a lot of stuff in the pot because there's been a lot of Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga reviews, but I hope that I sprinkled something semi-decent in the pot and added something there, you know. But it's hard, man. Like you mentioned with songs, that there could be with videos, you know, you can have a 30-minute video and throw something new at the wall. While with songs, they're usually only like 3 minutes, 4 minutes long, 5 minutes long. You're going to struggle to come up with something. Songs are just a lot harder to make innovative because there's been so many songs pumped out and so many bands and so many orchestras, so many solo artists, so many bands. It's just difficult, isn't it, man? Like you say.
Yeah. And just to add something to the Lego Star Wars thing, do you know Carcoon from my stream chat?
I can't remember that person off the top of my head.
He pops in every now and again. I've actually met him. I bumped into him IRL at ESA in Sweden. He's like, "Oh, I'm Carcoon." Oh, hey. I said hello. And he's actually very involved in the Lego Star Wars speedrunning community.
Oh, cool.
So if anything, if any extra little detail you could add in to any future video relating to that, talk about the speedrunning scene that the game has, or that the games have. And I think even Summoning Salt may have covered Lego Star Wars in his videos.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he's solid, man. He's very good. I wish he'd do one on BSBB. SpongeBob BSBB. I think he'd do a great video on that. Because with speedrunning, it's like as much as I enjoy your streams a lot and I enjoy commenting and having a laugh, like I don't know an awful lot about Mario Kart speedrunning, to be honest. I just find it entertaining and cool to watch, like, you know, you Mario Kart speedrun. But you know, Summoning Salt, he does so well to like get his head into all these speedrunning into all these games and talk about the speed running with them, because you've got communities who've specialized in those games, so they know everything. So you've got to sort of like try and you're not going to match their level because you're not going to know as much as them. But it's amazing how he can balance it well. You know, how he can sort of do his best and hold his own when it comes to knowledge of so many different games, speed running.
Yeah, fully agreed. He's got that ability about him, and yeah, he over the course of like when we worked with him for the Mario Kart DS video, it took us a good while, and he was very specific and meticulous about each thing, and like all the credit to him. He's a good storyteller, writes good scripts, edits the videos quite nicely, nothing overly complicated. Yeah, he's just, I think his shining quality is that he's a good storyteller, and that's rare nowadays. That's why
100%.
that's why his videos are like, they have almost a cult following nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, oh, the music, oh, it's the summoning salt music. Do, 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 do. You know, it's amazing. It's really amazing. And even if I don't know anything about the game he's doing, like I watched The Simpsons Mary and I actually watched it together. The Simpsons Hit and Run History of Speedrun World Records. I'd never played the game, but I know he's good. So I just watched it and I was just like sucked in for 15 minutes or however long it was, seeing some guy try to clip through a wall by 2 pixels, whatever, to try and get the 3-second time save. And it's, people have such a fascination with this, you know, and it's thanks to people like Summoning Salt that have helped propel the whole speedrunning sphere into the mainstream. So yeah, man, it's such a niche little thing, but thanks to him, more and more people know about it.
Yeah, man, and he gives them a proper, you know, appreciation for it. Like years ago, when I first started watching speedrunning, I thought it seems hard and difficult, but at least you're not competing against other people online, but you're competing against other people's like records and all that stuff, and you got to try and get in the top 100 or the top 50, and it's so hard to like get there. Obviously, you shouldn't speedrun a game just to get the top spot, but obviously the end goal is like your best possible record as an individual. So your end goal might leave you in the top 10, the top 15, you know, or even number 1. It depends how hard you work. So I suppose you are competing against other people in a sense. And imagine you grafted like a run that's taking you like going to take you like, you know, 30 to 40 minutes or 50 minutes. And then one little thing happens, and sometimes it's just the game's bullshittery, and then it's over. You got to restart the run, or just, I guess, don't reset it and see what sort of amount you can get, what sort of time you can get. But it's definitely a ball ache, you know, when these things happen.
That's essentially 32 tracks, what you're describing.
Yeah.
It's it's getting harder and harder and harder to get that elusive sub, because I'm only 15 seconds away. But just got to keep, you know, rolling the dice and hoping it happens. And yeah, I was going to say something else, but it's completely flew off my mind now.
You know, if you got that record, could you do the can or go yes and do a football celebration and put your t-shirt over your head?
I'll definitely do something very bizarre once I get it, because it's been a long time coming. And yeah, man, were you there when I was doing the football trick?
I can't remember. I don't think so.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. That's football. Yeah, on the first stream at the new place. So I got this new standing desk. And I love playing around with it. So I just sort of raised it all the way up, and I pointed the camera down. And I started doing I put the ball here, and I start doing push-ups with it.
Oh, nice.
And stuff like that. So I was just, it's archived on YouTube if you want to go back to it. But yeah, I would do something mad for sure. Rest assured, because at 51's a big deal. Yeah, for sure.
So I was going to ask as well, favorite place you've been to on holiday? I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but it's worth discussing.
It's Japan. It's an alien society. It's super, super cool. It's so different to Europe, and it's like a completely different story. Yeah, it's culturally and the foods and the decent manners that people have over there that we seem to lack. You come back to England and you're like, this is shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Saw Mount Fuji, Tokyo, Kyoto. Where else did we go? Osaka, yeah, just breathtaking, really.
Mm-hmm. I've heard it's good value for money as well compared to other holiday destinations.
It's cheap to eat, very, very cheap to eat. You can actually live relatively cheap as well in the capital. Yeah, rent's fairly cheap, food's cheap, travel's quite cheap as well. You can get yourself a bottle of water for like 60p, I think, or less.
Lovely.
Yeah, and there's a vending machine every 2 minutes around the corner. Doesn't matter where. You can go into this. I think there's like vending machines in like forests. Apparently,
That's real nice.
yeah, it's amazing, and they stock them up almost every day.
And I really hope I can visit one day. To be honest, I've got a
Yeah.
cousin that travels loads, and she says Japan's the best place she's been to, and she's been all over the bloody world, man.
There you
Probably
go.
like
There you
40 odd
go.
countries.
If she's saying it and I'm saying it, and tons of other people on YouTube are saying it, then yeah, believe me, it is an amazing, amazing country with wonderful people.
Mm-hmm.
So much to see as well, and I could go on for hours about it. Yeah, for sure. And I think one of the best things about it is that it blends the traditional with the new tech.
Mm-hmm.
Blends traditional with modern so effortlessly.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the key things you'll notice about it. But yeah, it is bloody far away. 14-hour flight.
Yeah, the flight's a bit of a ball
Brutal.
ache. Yeah. Obviously, you live. Well, you mentioned before. Obviously, you're in London, so at least you got the airports that aren't too difficult to.
Man.
Fly there from
the 50 different airports that London has. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of airports, it's like you got to fly one place, then another place, then you're in Japan. But what if a flight gets cancelled? You know, then you're stuck in some place that you're not intending to go on holiday. Then you got to get a hotel, or you got to wait for hours. Then you got to fly the next day. Then your Japan holiday is kind of ruined. But if you got like one stop, it's all right. But if you got like two stops, it can be a bit of a arse ache, you know.
Yeah, we stopped in Hong Kong for like 2 hours. So yeah, it was baking hot as well. It was like 9 o'clock in the evening, and it was 30 degrees. I was like, what? Have you had? I've never had a flight cancelled on me or anything, or like sabotage any plans. Has anything like that happened to you before?
Never flown, unfortunately. I've only traveled places by cruise ship.
Oh, I see.
And I've only traveled outside of the UK since summer 2024. Before that, I only went to places inside England and Wales.
Oh, right. Okay.
But actually traveling to like Portugal and Spain and Italy and seeing Gibraltar, as much as I think Gibraltar was a bit overrated, I'm really blown away by seeing what other parts of the world are like, and the architecture and just how the culture is and all that stuff. Because if you spent the first 24 years of your life in England mostly and a few holidays in Wales, I don't know, your mind isn't as broadened. But even the little bit of traveling I've done, I feel like my mind has been slightly broadened, and I hope in the future I can do a fair bit more traveling. You know, I really want to see what Japan's like, see what New Zealand's like, Iceland, Poland, maybe Finland as well.
I've been to Poland. It's lovely. Very cheap as well. I think I stayed at a hotel. It was like, it had a plasma TV, free Netflix, free breakfast, all that stuff. It cost me, I think, less than £20 a night.
Bloody hell.
Insane. I'll never forget it. It was insane, but it was very, very cold. We went in like, I think February or January. This was ages ago. So maybe obviously the economy was different back then. But Poland's sick. Poland's very, very sick.
I've heard good stuff. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. It's bonkers though, how we like, it feels like in the UK, we're kind of screwed over in some aspects. Because if you want to, say if you book a hotel a few weeks before, a lot of these like mainline hotels are just a rip-off for what you get, you know. Well, if you're saying, you can get like a decent hotel for 20 quid in Poland, minus the coldness, it sounds brilliant, you know.
It is, yeah, it is. Then again, look, it's economy's probably different now. You're probably not going to get that 20 quid a night, but with all that included. But yeah, the UK's it's more. You're waking up to it now, but it's more and more of a rip-off than ever before.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god!
Because like you go to a big city in England especially, it's not safe usually. You know, everything's a rip-off. People can be quite rude. And you just think, why am I even bothering? You know, I'd rather just go out somewhere in the middle of like a town in the middle of nowhere. Granted, there are in some of these little towns and villages, there are territorial people, but they're not going to rob you or give you any harm or assault you majority of the time. They're just going to give you some funny looks or look at you like you're an alien. Which I can live with that. But obviously, you're going to struggle a lot more to deal with someone pulling a knife on you or your bank account getting ripped off by a hotel or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
And going out to a restaurant to be in charge of the bomb for okay food. It just seems like a bag of arse in some aspects, but I guess you can't help where you're born, can you? Just got to deal with it.
Yeah, I suppose so.
You were in deal with it or move? Deal with it or move, I suppose. So.
Yeah. No, I agree. But it's sad. It's sad the times we're living in with the cost of everything. Just it's not even going up; it is skyrocketing. Like it's not even gradually.
I remember in 2021, I was having a laugh with my mate who works for the BBC in Cardiff. I was messaging him saying, like, "Oh, cinema tickets are such a rip-off. I'm not going to bother watching any films anymore. It's such a joke." And he was like, "I got this thing with Meerkat Movies where I've only got to pay £2.50 for a cinema ticket. That's crazy." I don't know if he's got that anymore. I haven't asked him about it, but like I was thinking, man, you might as well go in and watch all the films in the world if that's the case.
Jesus, I was about to boast about when I used to go to probably the cheapest cinema in London. It was in Peckham. It's called the Peckhamplex. It was £5 for any movie, and I was
wish I had that in Balls and Horses.
Yeah. But it was so good. That's where I watched all the new Star Wars sequels, sadly. But yeah, man, £5. Normally, all the other cinemas are what, £12 probably for most movies. Yeah.
It's a joke, man. Crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
So, if you weren't speedrunning in streams, what type of streams do you reckon you'd do, and what type of videos do you reckon you put on the YouTube?
Probably just commentated playthroughs, casual playthroughs, because sometimes I do want to do a stream of me playing like Resident Evil or Silent Hill or one of these games, which I really like. But I know I'm gonna get like 0 view, like 4 viewers or whatever, and it's like it's frustrating because you're known for that one thing and you're expected. I mean, you'll draw in viewers because of that one niche that you're good at, right? And in my case, it's Mario Kart. But I don't always feel like playing Mario Kart as much as I love it. I do sometimes. There are days where I'm like, I just want to play through the old Resident Evil game, and but it's a bit demoralizing when. And I know the viewership isn't everything, like the amount of views you get, but I still want people to tune in and get good metrics on Twitch and stuff. But yeah, I would probably do just playthroughs like that.
That'd be pretty badass, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe one day I will. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, RE4, as much as I'm not really into horror games anymore, but I used to play RE4 and I played RE5 once co-op. RE4 objectively, man, as much as I don't play it anymore, but objectively, it's one of the best games ever. The mechanics, story's pretty good. I respect all the stuff Leon has to go to try and get Ashley back. It's amazing how, well, when she says, "Leon, how about a bit of overtime?" He's just like, "Nah, mate." I think, bloody hell, that takes mad restraint, that he's so focused on his job.
Yeah.
But then he tries to flirt with Hunnigan, and she's like, "Nah, see you, mate." And you think, "Oh, I just feel sorry for the bloke,
man." That game, all I remember about it is I liked it, but every now and again you just hear Leon.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Leon. Anyway, but yeah, it's a good game. The thing with RE4 though is I consider it. To me, Resident Evil is like Resident Evil 1 to 3 are the classic camera angles. Like RE4 onwards introduced the third person view, and to me, it's the survival horror genre sort of stopped there. As much of a brilliant game as it is, and I really like it, and I played through it quite a few times already. To me, it's not survival horror. I think it's a horror game to some extent, like a horror action game, but like survival horror is the creeping around, conserving your ammo, doing the... Do you know what I mean? Like the camera angles, it adds this ambience to it, and yeah, I just love those classic games.
Yeah. I guess I do get what you mean, because as much as I haven't played the other Resident Evil games, isn't Leon like a cop in Resident Evil 2? So it's more, he's not on a mission, isn't he? Just like out to survive and all that stuff.
He's a rookie cop on his first day as a Raccoon City police officer. So he turns up and there's zombies everywhere, and he's like, "Oh shit, what do I do?" And it just develops from there. And he meets Claire Redfield, Chris Redfield's sister, and yeah.
And I was going to say, I've seen bits of RE7 and 8, but it just makes me a bit, I don't know, like, I know Ethan, there's a twist that he get. Have you played RE7 and 8, have you?
I've got 7. I don't know if I've got 8. I've played 7 on Steam.
I won't spoil anything then, but it's very, I watched one of my mates play, and it seems just very bittersweet and a bit too depressing for me. I prefer, like, as much as I don't play horror games anymore, I prefer how RE4 and 5 are. Like, as much as RE7 and 8 are objectively better than 5, I just like action, fun, and, you know, nothing too serious when it comes to horror. And there are some scary things in RE4, like you got the Iron Maiden thing that goes, then goes with its you got that ASMR monster with its spikes coming out of it, you know. So that is quite scary. And obviously a lot of the villains end up turning into big things, like the Big Cheese turns into his body falls apart and he turns into some mad thing. And then the little bloke, Rumpelstiltskin, B-Tech, what's his name, Salazar, he turns into like some big monster. There's some other ones as well. Obviously the bloke at the end, the bloke is like, Mr. Kennedy, you know, he turns into some big monster as well. I think they all do, don't they? That
they all turn into monsters, yeah.
Which I guess that's a lot better than Leon just going sayonara, motherfucker, and just shooting him.
Yeah. Salazar, is Salazar the little kid? Not little kid. There's a
little one, and then there's a bloke in charge. I think Sadler's the one in charge, and Salazar's the little one.
Oh yeah. He was dressed like a pirate or something.
Yeah,
I see.
I haven't played. Bit of an angry guy, but funny.
Yeah, I haven't played Resident Evil 4 in years and years and years. I had it for the Wii.
I bet that was trippy.
Yeah. With the pointing with the remote. It was a fun game. Yeah, I rate it a lot. But to me, it's not survival horror though. Survival horror for me is what I explained before.
Yeah, that's preserving your ammo and sneaking around and trying to survive.
Yeah. It's got a different feel to it, in my opinion. And I liked RE5 as well. I had that one too.
Yeah, I like the carp aspect of that one, but it did seem a bit over the top, like with Chris Redfield punching that boulder.
Punching a boulder.
But I guess it was pretty funny at the end with Wesker, that final boss battle. You finally get to beat him and kill him. So, decent laughs, I suppose. And I swear there was some interesting DLC mission with Wesker, but I can't remember. Some backstory mission.
Yeah, there was, I think it was with Chris and Jill.
Yeah.
Go to like a castle or somewhere where Wesker's at. I think that's the DLC, and they fight him.
Yeah,
I think. I
was going to quickly say though, one game that you should play, I think everyone should play in their lifetime, Red Dead Redemption 2. Not for the gameplay, but the story, man. I mean, I'm doing a big video on it, bro, but the story for Red Dead 2 is insanely moving, and it's the only video game that has brought me to tears at some points. I just can't believe it, man. It's just like so moving, some of the dialogue and the way the characters speak and the emotion on their face and things that the characters go through, and the voice act. Well, it's not voice acting because it's a lot of motion capture. So the motion capturing and the acting behind it is like, mate, blown me away. Like, it's probably the best piece of media for me, to be honest, ever. Better than Lord of the Rings, better than Star Wars. If we're just talking pieces of media, I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is like as close to perfect as you can get when it comes to story. The only weaknesses is the gameplay, but the world building and everything else and the story. There are plot holes, but like everything's got some sort of plot hole. You can nitpick at things and say this bit doesn't make sense, but it is absolutely phenomenal. It's very moving and powerful.
That's saying something. Yeah. Wow, big statement. No, I've never played Red Dead Redemption or the first one, but all I've heard about is that it is a set of games for the ages. You know,
man.
But I've never played them before, and I've seen videos of them, and I'm very impressed.
Yeah,
gotta say. But maybe one day I'll play them. Yeah,
100%. I don't know if it'll have the same effect on you, but like for me, it really moved me, man. It was a emotional roller coaster and an amazing experience. Because most time I think these are just graphics and pixels. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? But like I feel sad in GTA 4 what happens to Nico Bellic. I feel very sad and gutted, but it will never make me shed a tear or anything. I feel sad for like what other sad games are there? I guess I feel a bit sad at the end of Far Cry 3. I feel really gutted for Jason, you know, like because no matter what he does, he gets kind of shafted no matter which ending you pick. Like I do feel pretty bad, you know.
Yeah.
Halo 3 gives me a melancholy feeling. That original ending to the Halo to the Bungie timeline, very melancholy, you know. And there's a lot of sad stuff that happens in Halo, but again, nothing has moved me like Red Dead and Walking Dead games as well. They're very moving and sad. To be honest, that's probably the closest I've been to shedding a tear. The Walking Dead games, but it didn't have the same effect as Red Dead 2 did have on me. So,
video games are. This is why, you know, video games are an art form. It's pretty much indisputable now. It's almost no different than going to an art gallery and looking at a painting and be like, ooh, what did the artist mean by this? And then let's analyze this. And it's you know, it's as you say, it's a piece of media that, you know, a team of people or, you know, the story writer put hours and hours and hours and hours into it, put their soul into that project for like however long. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. So obviously, in the build up to this, I watched your documentary twice. I watched it years ago when I first started watching you on Twitch.
Thank you very much, man.
And then I watched it recently as well. And I did struggle to take in a lot of the information, but I enjoyed it a lot. It was very entertaining. I remember this about I already knew what snaking was, but I never knew what PRB was until I watched that. So that was cool. I didn't realize about all the, you know, the lap world records, the 1 lap and the full 3 laps world records and all that, and how good Tiger and mkDasher were. I thought they were just random geezers you referenced. I thought they were just some random cool guys. But obviously I thought, bloody hell, these people are maximising the game to a bloody mad level, and Tiger's only like a kid. How's he pulling this sort of stuff off? You know, I was like really blown away by it. But what I was going to ask is, do you reckon there are any other documentaries on the horizon related to Mario Kart?
Any more documentaries coming?
From you, yeah. Like any more? Do you reckon you? Oh, cool. Is it about a specific player or is it about something else?
I've got something coming up. I may as well talk about it. It's going to be the history of a certain track.
Oh, cool.
So it's going to be the history of X track, and it should be. Might as well say it now. It should be releasing more or less on the 20th anniversary.
Woo!
Hopefully, I mean, I've got to finish it still. Got a lot of things in the background, but it's not going to be feature length like MKDS 2021. It's going to be a sort of informative, you know, history of this track since the very beginning type thing and all the different developments. And should be maybe 30 to 40 minutes long, maybe a bit less. We'll see. So it's the first sort of long-term project I've done in years, actually, since streaming's pretty much taken over. I barely had any time to like make long-form YouTube content. So yeah, and on that subject as well, everybody seems to ask me, since I've made the documentary on mkDasher's history since he started, people ask me, okay, you're going to make one on Tiger now? You're going to make one on Tiger? Yeah. Yes, I do plan on it. It's a good sign that actually the Japanese players have managed to meet him in person not too long ago. He's around 17 now, right? So he's still underage, you know. So it's a bit odd still, but I do want to. I do have this aim of like one day eventually interviewing him in person.
That'd be badass. Yeah, that'd be sick.
That would be like, that is my goal in the next like 5 to 10 years of my life, to like interview this prodigy.
Yeah, because it's mad. Because I can't. Again, I don't know a ridiculous amount about any speedrunning games. However, I'm pretty sure most speedrunning games don't have like a kid near number 1. You know what I'm saying? And at number 1 for multiple laps.
He is an anomaly. Like this doesn't happen. A kid that's 11 years old doesn't just storm into a scene of a game that's been played for the last, because he came about, we discovered him in September of 2020, so that's 5 years ago now. And you know, a player doesn't just come out of nowhere and just sort of rocks an established scene like he does at such a young age with like little to no, I mean, zero contact with the community. It was like,
Yeah.
we were like 90% sure this kid's cheating. There's absolutely no way. And we scrutinized the clips as much as we could. We've managed to contact him for more proof. He sent a time scroll video where you could see he had, in fact, as he was scrolling through the list of times, he actually had other world records on the cartridge that he was unaware he even set.
That's amazing.
How mad is that?
Yeah.
And so, you know, MK Dasher at the time would have been what? He's around my age, so he would have been probably 26, 25, whatever. This is a guy who's been playing for the last, 10 plus years, over a decade. And to have like 6, 7 world records just vanish out of his hands like that is pretty amazing.
It's a bit of it's a bit of a kick in the belly, but you just got to give it your all and see what you can do. So I'm sure he's just a competitive fun geezer, and he's probably not like thinking. I hope he's not thinking an 11-year-old beat me.
No, not at all. We've spoken to him about that, and he's like, I can't compete with him. He's better than me.
Respect,
and he's like, oh, I just love grinding the game. I like improving my times. I don't necessarily compete with anybody. And in fact, that's the mentality. Yeah. That's the mentality that most people in our community have. We just want to improve our own scores. Yes, it's nice to have a bit of friendly competition and be like, oh, I took your country record, or oh, I'm going to beat your time. It's fun. It's fun. It's healthy competition. Yeah. And but yeah, I do want to make the documentary on him one day. Mm-hmm. For sure. Because this one, the MK Dasher one, was such a more on the personal side. It was a very important period in my life when I was getting things together, and I was bloody like unemployed at the time, and I put like so much time into that. It was a passion project, and it worked out, and over 100,000 people watched it, and I'm really proud of it. And yeah, man, why not do another one day?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really enjoyed the documentary. Slap, man, it was great.
Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate and even rewatching it, like I say, it's difficult unless it's like a nostalgic film. It's hard for a video to keep my attention, but that kept my attention for a lot of it. Even though I didn't retain a lot of it, it's like I enjoyed watching. I was very entertained. I was like, oh, this bit's cool, and all that stuff. So
that's really heartwarming, honestly, because I've had words from tons of people who aren't into video games, people from different age groups. Like I think somehow it's made it onto like one of my mum's friends.
That's
like
real nice, man.
In her 60s. She watched it and she was like, I had no idea what's going on, but it was really well put together. Yeah. And I was like,
that's real nice.
Well, there you go. And partners of friends who aren't necessarily into video games, they were like telling me, oh, we put it up on the screen on the big TV and we were watching it and it was super interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just super happy that people enjoyed it and that it sort of transcended from like us like dweebs and nerds just enjoying this niche thing on YouTube. Like I'm super happy. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
100%, man.
Yeah.
If you wasn't going to speedrun MKDS, what do you reckon you'd be doing speedrunning wise?
Super Mario 64, since it's like my other sort of game that I really, really love. In fact, I did speedrun it briefly in 20.
Do you ever go back to speedrunning it for the Bants? Or?
I keep saying it. People ask me because I get there's some overlap between. Overlap might not be the word. Like our like the SM64 and Mario Kart communities sort of cross paths a lot. Like there's people in my chat from that community, and we sort of go to SM64 streams. So yeah, and I keep saying, yeah, I'm going to come back to it. And I never do. But eventually, yeah, I would like to. Probably that game. Probably Super Mario 64. It's got super good tech and satisfying to control. And yeah, it would have to be that one probably. I'm not really interested in other games, to be fair.
Fair enough, man. And do you watch many YouTubers?
Not really. No, apart from Sky Sports Premier
Oh
League
yeah, fair
channel.
enough.
No, yeah, match of the day. But no, apart from that, I don't really watch. I don't follow specific YouTubers. Maybe I follow the odd Twitch streamer who has a YouTube channel who posts highlights. But
Yeah,
it's been ages since I've like religiously followed a YouTuber, so I don't have much on that front, I'm afraid.
yeah, that's fair enough, man.
Yeah.
I guess to be fair, most people in my workplace, they just sort of they don't know most of these YouTubers, man, and most people know in general don't know unless it's like KSI, Logan Paul, them sort of
Yeah,
people.
who doesn't know them? Yeah.
Yeah, Prime and all that stuff. Prime drink,
Yeah. Yeah,
scam.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Well, that's the energy drink, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it feels like I'm not seeing that drink because I used to see it in a lot of shops. Now I hardly seem to see it. So I
Mm.
don't know if people have just if it was just a fad, and then people just aren't interested anymore.
I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a
I
clue.
think
Energy drinks, periods. I wouldn't play around with them, to be honest.
yeah,
This
same
is
here,
all you need. All you need.
100%. I just have a bit of coffee and orange juice, a bit of booze and water. They're the main liquids I have.
That's acceptable. Yep, that's good. That's good.
But honestly, with people like KSI and the Paul brothers, I just think it's worrying that young people are seeing them and thinking, this is what I need to do to be successful, electrocute rats and just laugh really loud, and that'll be
Electrocute rats.
Yeah, because that's what they did years ago. The Paul brothers didn't know that. Well, they electrocuted a dead rat, I think. And that was one of their weird things that they did.
Didn't one of them find? Wasn't one of them one who found the dead body in Japan?
Logan, yeah, in 2018, the
Yeah.
Suicide Forest film. To be honest, I'm not trying to sound like some look at me type person, but I feel like any human being, if they were filming and they saw a dead body, they'd instantly just turn the camera off and edit that out of the video. I mean, I'd be like traumatized if I saw like a hanging person who committed suicide. That's horrible, especially when you're meant to be on holiday enjoying yourself and you're seeing someone has had such a big struggle and have not enjoyed life to such a degree that they've needed to do that in a forest,
Out of touch, I'd say. Yeah. Yeah. They never got any. I never had a good vibe from them too.
Yeah, they're very very fake. I mean, Logan on his podcast is so like corporate, and you can tell he's not. He asks decent questions, and some of the banter's okay, but like you can tell it's all fake. While his previous co-host George Janko, he does a podcast, and he's very genuine, man. It's such a good, genuine conversation, And I'm not saying podcasting's easy. Like I'd like to think I'm fairly good at podcasts. I've done bloody probably maybe 300 odd live streams or live streams / podcasts. Like on my old channel ALP, did 215 ALP episodes. Probably did about 20 episodes where we just like looked at Lego and stuff and talked about collectibles. Then there was one where we just used to talk about like mixed martial arts and boxing. And then there was one, some of those were solo podcasts, and there was one where were just normal live streams. So we probably did about 20 to 30 of them. So nearly and then you've got 27 of these episodes. That's like well over, probably like about 310 live streams / podcasts, discussion type videos. So I like to think I'm kind of good. But then you've got the Godfather podcasting, Joe Rogan, who's done like nearly 2,000 episodes.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. And he can hold his own with so many people from so many like career backgrounds and professions. It's crazy, man, how he can hold up the discussion so well.
Yeah, he doesn't shy away from all these different controversial topics as well, which is good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of guts, what he talks about, and he'll just, obviously he plays things as professional as he can, but yeah, he's willing to talk about, conspiracy theories with people and just anything and everything, really, man. So he has people who have all sorts of opinions on his podcast. So fair play to him, man. He's really willing to, show his audience, I am the ultimate podcast. Well, I don't like saying the ultimate podcast, but I am the godfather of podcasting, and I'm willing to have anyone on and discuss things with anyone.
Also, fair play to you, man. 300 plus episodes. That's dedication right there. I respect.
Yeah, 100%, man. I just love. I mean, I've been doing YouTube since October 2011, but a lot of it was just tat content. And I guess a part of me, in the back of my mind, I do feel like, man, I've absolutely not really got anywhere with it. But to be honest, I used to think that a lot in 2019, and I thought, I just enjoy doing it, man. So it's just a bit of fun, and I've had a hell of fun doing it, to be honest. So yeah, it's been pretty cool, man. And I've through YouTube, I've done some okayish things. Like I've voice acted in videos like Lego brick films that I've ended up getting like. Some of them end up with like millions of views, and obviously that's down to the animator making it. I'm just a voice in it, but I feel like it's quite, it's something that I'm not going to get people messaging me about and saying, "Are you this person? Are you this person?" It's like a sort of like a private kind of fame. Like it's not a real fame. I'm not bothered about fame, but like it's kind of like I've done something really cool, and I'm not going to get the disadvantages of doing that cool thing, which is like hassle off people saying, "Hello, hello, hello, hello," So.
Yeah,
I really like that type of thing. I can maybe send you some of them later that I've always acted in.
Yeah, please do. I'm curious. I'm very curious about that. But it's good that you sort of your influence sort of spreads across different little areas. Like you've done these little side projects and stuff apart from your main thing. So that's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, and I did enjoy voice acting a lot, to be honest. But the main thing I'm passionate about now is just like video game reviews and that sort of thing. And which I really enjoyed doing the Lego Star Wars one, and the Red Dead Redemption video, 50 minutes long at the moment. It's probably going to end up being 52 minutes. So I'm looking forward to finally getting that out there. But all the other videos are going to be like 20 to 30 minutes. I can't do another 50 to 60-minute video. It's just it takes too long. And
yeah. They do. I sometimes can't even like understand how I did a 1 hour 20-minute documentary. Like
yeah,
crazy. It's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
And it's mad when you see some of these people who have like 4-hour ones on one video game, and you think, how did they fill 4 hours talking about one video game? How's that possible?
4 hours.
Yeah. I swear, what's his name? I think he might be called the Salt Factory. I'm not sure. He's done like, well, okay, probably not 4 hours him, but I swear I've seen like 4-hour really long videos on certain video games. I'm going to quickly look him up though. The Salt Factory. Yeah. So he's done one called. I'll share screens now. Look how long this geezer's videos are, man. This is crazy. I don't know how he pulls this. Whoops. I don't know how he pulls this off. Pardon me. One hour 32 about Zelda. Dragon Age, the Veligard. Nearly 4 hours.
3 hours, 44 minutes.
Fuck. I didn't even know he did a nearly 6 hour one. What? Bloody hell. My goodness.
God.
I watched a lot of this one. This was amazing, this video. This was amazing about the first Red Dead.
Wow. Well, if this is his full-time thing and he just gets lost in making these videos, then good for him. And everybody who clearly watches them, or the millions of views he gets. Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's definitely well worth it for him. 77 videos, 400k subs. How many views? Whoops.
He is exceeding his view count compared to the subs.
Yeah, 138 million views. So he's definitely and he, like I say, he's exceeding the view count. So he's making the money back mostly. So fair play. He's making
fair
the money.
Fair play. Yeah, indeed.
You just hope that these people can make a living off of it when they're putting like that much mad effort, like 4-hour videos.
Yeah. Plus, the longer that I recently learned this about YouTube, the longer you put out videos, as in the more hours you put out in a video, the more ad revenue you get.
Mm-hmm.
So I uploaded my 6 hour long 100% speed run, and I think it got maybe 10k views, and it got quite a decent amount of the ad revenue. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect it. So yeah, so I'm guessing he's making bank basically. If he's getting like millions of hits on each 2 hour, 3 hour video, he's probably making a few £1,000s per video at the very least.
That's, man. That's very good.
That's good. Good for him. What was the name of that channel?
The Salt Factory.
The Salt Factory. Okay, I need to make a note of that.
Because that name sort of sounds like a lol cow. because when I was thinking of it a few minutes ago, I was thinking, is that actually his name? He just sounds like a DSP person, like a salty person, but obviously he's far from a salty person. He's absolutely class.
Oh, I see. Okay.
A lot of YouTube summoning Salt, the Salt Factory, two goats of the YouTube game.
Yeah.
So you got to have salt in your name to be good at the game.
I'm sure people have made that comparison plenty.
Couple more questions, then we'll wrap up the podcast. Favorite MK maps?
Wario Stadium on DS. Wario Stadium. That's like races excellent on 100cc and 150cc. So yeah, Wario Stadium. Yeah. Do you mean across the whole games or just MKDS?
Yeah, every game, yeah.
Okay, then yeah, Wario Stadium, Frappe Snowland, which is also on MK64 but features in DS.
Yeah,
they're my strongest tracks. They're the ones that I really like racing on. Good strategies, good racing lines. I like Royal Raceway from MK64. Again, lots of MK64 tracks. SNES Mario Circuit 1's pretty good for PRB. Just a nice flat track. And don't know, man. There's so many. I like N64 Bowser's Castle as well, which is also a custom track in DS. I've got the record in that one. So yeah, I'd say off the top of my head, probably those ones.
Yeah, man. Decent choice. Well, good choices. I really enjoy the Wario pinball. That one's a good laugh.
Oh, Waluigi pinball. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
That one's good. That one's good. That one underwent a massive change with the new shortcut in the last year. And yeah, I really like that track a lot. Definitely one of the best ones. That one of the most popular tracks ever in any Mario Kart game, I'd say.
Thwomp Ruins is a good laugh.
Thwomp
Zelda
Ruins.
Zelda 8 one Deluxe. That I enjoy. Yeah.
Hyrule Circuit, I think, right? I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure.
Oh, I lost it. Oh, never mind. I can't find it at the moment. It's that one year where you collect like the Zelda coins and all that stuff.
Yeah, Hyrule Circuit. Circuit. I'm looking at it now. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. That one featured in the original 8, I think, and then got ported over to 8 Deluxe.
Solid.
Yeah, it's all right.
So, the final question.
Yeah.
Would you stream full time if you could, or would you get fed up of running MKDS for more hours of the day?
That's a very good question, actually, because if I were to stream, if I were to go full time and I had to play MKDS for 4, 5, 6 hours every day, I don't know how I'd be able to handle it, because I do 2 hours and I'm shattered. Yeah, I would have to, if I were to go full time, I would have to do other games. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to. I'd get too burnt out if my niche is purely just going as fast as possible in MKDS, because I'll eventually run out of stuff to do. Like I'd have to.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd have to like invent new categories and shit, and there's no way. So, yeah, I mean, I'd love to go full time on that, but it's.
I've got a new category.
Broaden my yeah.
So what you could do is the TTS is unlimited, so there's no cooldown. So it's just, you got to do a run while it's like, just madness. Like
I'm down for that. Actually,
hello,
that sounds fun.
777. Turn your camera off. 777. Only joking. 77. Poo. Stream poo. That would be amazing. And Goofy going. Stop playing.
Gosh, yeah. Yeah, I need to definitely consider that. Yeah, that's a very serious proposal right there.
Imagine like Obama one where he's going like, you put 2-letter words and he says them really quick. Imagine that just endlessly trying to speedrun the game. Oh,
I think you sent the TTS when I was on. Well, I think it made it in actually. I think in my 5214. No, it was Puddings. Puddings in my 5214 at around during the Banshee Boardwalk section. I think she sent a TTS that was making me laugh, world record pace, and I still got it anyway.
That's good.
I think it's on YouTube, but yeah, I'll definitely take your word up on that one.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
TTS category, unlimited, kill the stream.
Because I've actually archived a lot of the TTSs I've been doing. I've sent them to, I've archived them. So I might try and make them in a compilation one day.
So what are they all on a text file or something?
I've sent them all to myself on Messenger, so they're all a bit like they're probably going to be a bit fuzzy when I download them. But
okay, gonna be terabytes full of witty TTSs.
Yeah, I'll probably do them in parts one day. But yeah, I just get endless fun out of the TTSs, man. Because for years on Twitch, I saw like people having to pay to do a TTS, and then I'm seeing your stream. But obviously, I've been watching. I think I had like 20,000 points by the time you brought the TTS around.
Yeah.
And I could see, because I was saving it for like the 30,000 point, which isn't that like pick the cart or pick the character.
Yeah.
So I was saving up for that, and then I saw TTS, and I just started putting random crap over and over again. I thought, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Just kept putting random crap, and I thought, every time I get 1,000 points, I'm just going to spend it on a TTS if I can.
Yeah.
Because it's just a lot of fun. And I tried to tell one of my mates, like, have a TTS reward instead of making people pay for it, and he says, oh, well, it's only 50p. And it's like, yeah, but
it's only 50p.
Granted, if it's only 50p, and I can keep paying him 50p for it, but I think, you know what, he gives more people. I could just think he's even looking at it from another aspect, right? I could give him 50p and put some silly message on there, but imagine watching it to get like 1,000 points or 2,000 points, and you like that's loads of watch time on your Twitch stream, you know. Well, I could just join for like a minute and put a stupid TTS and leave. That isn't really going to benefit him as much, because he's getting 50p and like a minute of a view, you know. That's not really that good.
The real ones are the ones who do TTSs. That's pretty much that's the reward system that Twitch have done with the channel points, and it's really good. It's really, really good. And on that, I just really want to thank you, man, for always sticking by.
No worries, man.
I'm actually like so humbled that yourself and Puddings and Aoyama, Flakes, all these people that all come in day out. I'm just like blown away that like, because I just, you know, I literally just play Mario Kart fast, and it's not like I don't bounce around. I don't have an upbeat personality all the time. I'm just me. I can be monotone. I can be a bit more upbeat certain days, but I'm just really, man, just thankful and humble that you guys just show up day in, day out, just to chill, and thank you. Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I was when I first started watching, I was going through a very difficult time in my personal life, so it really gave me a lot of I don't know, it just sort of took me out of the difficulties.
No way, man.
That was
I'm really glad to hear that, and I hope things are okay now.
Yeah, you know, for me, it's like sort of, I don't know, I mentioned it before the stream, but like, you know, following Jesus and praying for strength, that's helped me an awful lot. Yeah, you know, obviously, you know, there's other things that contribute to helping, and yes, streams and enjoying, like, you know, just, although I didn't play MKDS that much, I just thought to myself, I'll click on the MKDS category and see like what's happening, because I thought like old games take me back to like when I was a kid, and when you're a kid, times are a lot easier. You're not looking at the news and all the horrible things on the news, and like I know you just seen like old times and stuff. So even though I didn't play MKDS that much as a kid, it just sort of brought me a bit of peace seeing like that game, and then seeing it being speedrun. It was pretty cool, because I was like, I didn't know you could do this with MKDS. That's pretty cool. I didn't know what snaking was, so it was a pretty badass, man, and it really helped me. So and obviously I just watch now just for fun, you know. For years I've been watching for fun. It was probably the first month and a half I was watching, I was like, you know, going through a very difficult time. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's fun streams, and I'm glad I've stuck around and enjoyed them, because also I feel like when you said you actually, you know, work and stuff, and you only stream like a few hours a day, I thought I can relate to this geezer because I'm a dude who works full time as well, and I'm trying to chase my passions. So it makes it's good when you can relate to a stream because they're in the same grind as you. Like you're working as well. You get like how difficult it can be to balance things. Well, other people, they like did it loads as a kid when it came to like their content or their streaming, and then like they're a multi-millionaire. And I know, and fair play to them, like well done, but I can't really relate to them because in my head I'm thinking this geezer who's streaming like full time and has been doing so and never had a real job. I think he's probably getting to lie in every day. He doesn't have to deal with the stress I have to deal with driving places and dealing with like the general public and all that crap. Well, I feel like you and other streamers who don't stream full time and have jobs and all that do understand it. And that's no attack on those other people who that's no attack on them. It's just like I find it better when I can relate to a streamer than just someone who's like a multi-millionaire. But again, there's nothing wrong with them being ridiculously successful. It's just my take on it.
No, yeah, I'm fully with you on that as well. I think you've pretty much hit the nail there. It's easier to relate when somebody's just being. I mean, it's one thing to open up and on stream and tell people that your personal life and every single detail, but what am I trying to say with this? Like if you're someone who's got a full-time gig and they stream, kind of like in our sort of positions, and sorry, I've lost my my trail of thought here. Yeah, it's just gone. It's just gone, man. But I agree what you said. I agree what you said. It's you can relate to people that are like that, as you said, and you're more reluctant to not relate to someone who's already made it because there's a chance they have forgotten what it's like to be in that position of waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and taking an hour bus to wherever to work at wherever, So yeah,
or sitting in like hours of traffic.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But it's not actually on that point. It's not to say that streaming is any like full-time streaming is not any easier. Well, it's a different type of easy, I'd say, like a different type of work, because in the 2 hours that I stream, sometimes most of the time I'm exhausted when I finish because it's playing MKDS or doing any speedrunning thing is a really intense input heavy activity. So to do it, like there are people that do it for 7-8 hours every single day, the same speedrun, and they do it full time just about. I often hear that they're not going through a very good period because it's a struggle to like make ends meet when when you're trying to meet the viewership and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're just doing the same thing over and over and over every day. Maybe you don't go outside and your mental health is poor, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, it's multifaceted. It's really complicated. I don't know where I was going with that.
For sure. I guess like, with certain YouTubers, as much as they have it pretty easy, and I'd love to be like the next act man and my game reviews to blow up and all that stuff. At the same time, you'll watch like a hawk, everyone's looking at what you do. And if you mess up on a stream or say something stupid or something gets clipped out of context, that can be like your sponsorship gone, a lot of hate mail, a lot of nasty comments. And although I could probably sit here and say, I could care less what someone says to me in a DM, that I can do one, at the same time, like I haven't really dealt with like a ridiculous amount of nasty DMs. I think the worst thing I had was some idiot, I don't know which podcast he watched, but he just said something like, oh, look at you, what makes you so special? And I just swiped it and deleted the DM. I thought, who's this idiot? What a waste of time. That was back on the old ALP podcast. While other people, they're getting like death threats and people saying, you're the worst person ever and la-di-da-di-da-di-da and all this stuff. And I just think, I'd never waste my time messaging a celebrity. Even ones who've done like criminal things, like James Charles sending like naked pictures to 16-year-olds and Logan Paul scamming all of his fans. Like these are criminal offences, like stealing people's money or basically James Charles being a, you know, borderline paedophile or a complete paedophile, sending like naked pictures of himself. Like these are criminal offences that deserve jail time. You know, it's horrible, man. So it's, I guess it's, but then someone will say like a little thing and then their life will be ruined. Or it might not be a little thing, could be a big thing. But I feel like people get more annoyed at words, which granted, criticise people, say, I think you said the wrong thing there, but don't like try and, you know, make someone quit or kill themselves over it, because you're not going to make a difference to what was said. Really, they should just be directing their energy to like the people who've actually committed crimes and done nasty things. But instead, people don't do that because they'd rather just have a go at some successful person or have a go at something that upsets them or whatever. I don't know. It's just one of them things.
It's a lot of bitterness, a lot of shallow people out there that just want to do harm because they've got nothing in their lives and they'd rather just throw negative energy around for the sake of it, and they're just broken. And yeah, I mean, it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, 100%, man. But I guess on that note, we can wrap that one up nicely there. Abel, thank you very much for showing up, man, and doing the podcast. 2 hours, 10 minutes. Very good.
Thank you very much, Witty, man. Thank you for having me. Really appreciated it, and really enjoyed our talk. That was really interesting.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Absolutely.
Guess what I got to say for today then. Everyone, check out Abel's streams. I'll put it in the description. And yeah, have a good one. See you later. Peace.
Good night.